Welcome to another episode of Mod Bugs. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Stillway 0 to 400 shifter for the Toyota Supra Turbo, the 6-speed transmission. They do make it for other makes and models, and it's not really going to be about the installation side of it, but more so the product review itself. First of all, you do reuse your factory shifter. So it's not really a short shifter per se, but more of like a modified factory shifter. It's a pretty cool, unique piece, but very little information out there regarding this. So hopefully by doing this video, it'll shed some light to those that are curious about it. If you have any questions about the install, leave a message, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to answer them. But without further ado, here we go. Alright, so here is the completed installation of the Stillway shifter for the Supra Turbo 6-speed. I left the rubber boots and the dust covers and such off so you guys can get a better visual understanding of how this shifter and how this product operates mechanically. There's very little information and documentation regarding this unit, so hopefully by documenting and sharing this, it'll shed some light and answer any curious questions. So from Stillway, they claim you can access 2 shift modes regarding this shifter. You have your factory H pattern shift mode, and you can go into this so-called drag racing sequential style shift mode. So that sounds really cool, right? You got your 2 shift modes and like a sequential type. But I'll show you guys in a minute how this really operates. So mechanically, actually another key point to note is that you cannot use any other shift knob besides the Stillway shift knob, because the shift knob and the collar, they kind of work together to make this work. This is actually a stock shifter. The body itself is the stock shifter. You'll be just replacing the collar, the shift knob, and the 2 metal side brackets supplied from Stillway. I actually have the stock shifter here to compare. So this is the stock shifter for the 6-speed Supra. So everything's exactly the same except the collar, which is this plastic piece, and the shift knob, which is an aftermarket one too. This is top secret. It gives me an extra 30 horsepower to the wheels. Okay, so the factory H pattern is, of course, let me show you here. Sorry about the maybe the shakiness of the video. I'm holding it left-handed, so bear with me. So you got your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and all the way to the right and down is reverse. So that's the H pattern, right? So we'll get into the sequential mode in a second, but a couple important notes I wanted to point out about this shifter and the H pattern style is this. So for you 6-speed Supra guys, you know that in order to go into reverse, you have to lift up on the collar, right? And then go all the way to the right and down, because from the factory, let me see, okay, here it is. This piece, this plate, the factory reverse lockout plate, actually sat where these 2 brackets do originally, right? So this sat there in place of these 2 brackets. And I think the only English instructions that are out there might have left that part out. So you will have to take out that factory reverse lockout plate and then to put these 2 on, just to clarify. But anyway, that factory reverse lockout plate, from the factory, you have to lift up and go all the way to the right. So as you saw me do this, you can access all the gears including reverse without having to lift up on the collar, which while I was installing this, it kind of freaked me out, right? Because I was thinking, what if you're cruising in in 5th gear and you somehow, you know, shift too far to the right and down? You can go into reverse accidentally, and and grind some junk, and it could be quite scary and catastrophic. Again, I don't know if that's very likely. Actually, tell you the truth, I did drive this around already a little bit, and I'll give you my feedbacks and how it went. But while I was installing it, it's quite scary, because given our expensive, rare, and hard as hell at work on transmission, you don't want to chance anything breaking, right? So that itself was already a big turnoff. Another turnoff about this unit is, say you're in fourth gear, right? And taking this reverse lockout plate out, this not only prevented you from going into reverse accidentally, but this metal tab, it kind of helped guide you into fifth, because it prevented you from over shifting too far to the right, which I'll show you here. So if you go from fourth and you shift too far to the right and up, you're not going to find fifth, because this metal tab clears the gate, and there's nothing, there's no plate like guiding you and blocking this from over shifting to the right. So that's another thing, that's another downside. I thought could be pretty annoying, trying to get into fifth and like miss shifting or not finding fifth, right? But again, I drove this around and I didn't have a problem going into fifth, because, you know, in a real world application, when you're going into fifth, you just kind of subtly go to the right and up. You don't unnaturally go way over and then up, right? So doing that, as you can see, you can get into fifth, no problem. But yes, it is possible to not find fifth if you go too far to the right, which could happen and could be really annoying. So those are two important key notes, and I think a downside to this product. Anyway, getting into the second shifting mode, which is the sequential drag racing mode. So how you access that is this. Oh, before I do that, let me show you mechanically how this all operates, so you can kind of understand. So this shift knob, again, you can't reuse or use any other shift knob except the Stillway shift knob. This shift knob and this collar work together as a unit to make this shifter, do what it does. So you can see here, this shift knob has, let me get a little bit better lighting here. Okay, so this shift knob, it has a little Allen bolt right there, right? And in this shift collar, it's got this inserted ridge where you can kind of shift up or pull up, and these two side metal plates clear the side brackets. And also when you pull up on the collar and turn, the shift collar gets held up, as well as these two side brackets. So that is how you kind of access all the gears. So in the sequential shift mode, you would start off in first, and then when you're in first, you would lift up and turn the collar, which lowers this metal tab, which is resting on this bracket right now. So when you go to shift into second, you hear that click? That was the sound of the metal tab falling into this bottom slot, right? So this bottom slot is angled right here, towards third gear. So all you have to do is just jam this thing forward, and it kind of guides you automatically into third gear, right? So from here, since these two metal tabs are already resting in between these brackets, there's nowhere to go. Like, you can't shift into any other gears except straight down, which is fourth gear, right? So from here you can just go up. So hopefully by then you'll be done with your pass. But that's kind of how this operates. So you can access the H pattern shift mode anytime simply by lifting up on the collar and turning it, holding it up to clear out both brackets. So that's how you access both shift modes. Let me do that a little bit faster so you can kind of get a better understanding. I'm going to pretend I'm going to be launching this at the track, and I'm going to be racing that Mustang next to me, trying to out 60-foot them. And you know, with these 6-speed Supras, it's hard as a mofo to launch this. So anyway, I'm going to do this a little bit faster. So you put it in first gear, lower this, so it's just down, it's ready. That's it. Let me do that again, but get a close-up on the brackets. There. So now, see, originally, this is still not resting on it, but when I lift up and turn, now it's ready to fall into this lower bracket. Right? You see that? So from here, it's already sitting in the lower bracket position. So you just, right? Just got it straight into third and fourth. So that's it. So you guys get a better visual of how this thing operates. Is it going to help you launch the car off the line any better than without this shifter? No. Is it going to help you get down the track any faster, if at all? I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, I got to test this, but, you know, if you're a decent driver, it's like, I would imagine it'd be pretty easy going from second to third, and of course third to fourth, because this is pretty much what it does. It just helps you go from second into third, right? And just shifting straight up. So that's what it does. I think, in my opinion, this is more gimmicky, unfortunately, than useful. But not to say that it's not a cool, unique piece. It is a cool, unique piece that is pretty rare. So if you want to, you know, install something cool on your car that's rare and unique, I think this might be pretty cool. Another function I was thinking about was that if you want to kind of prevent like a theft situation, or, you know, someone to, you know, not drive your car out, you can lower this so it's always in neutral, third or fourth, and they're not going to be able to start the car. But of course, unless they figure out and lift up on this and lock, and then they're going to be able to. But that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you do, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try to make other videos, hopefully build videos, some product reviews, and hopefully you guys will like that as well and shed some more light. But yeah, this is it. I think I'm going to maybe keep this on for a little while and see how I like it. But more than likely, I'm just going to take this off and reinstall the stock one, because again, the downside and the trade-off of grinding gears or not finding fifth is not worth the cool factor, or this dual shift mode, right? Oh, one thing I forgot, Stillway supplied these metal rings, these washers, to I think you have to, they said to install them on the shifter, the tripod where the shifter bushing is. I'm not sure exactly what it does or what the purpose of doing that is, because I didn't install it, and this shifts fine. It drove fine in both modes, H and the sequential mode. So I might add that in if I can put the car on a lift and I can get access to it. And if there's anything different, I will definitely report back. And hopefully sometimes down the line, I'll be able to take the Supra to the drag racing track and see how this shifter performs, and maybe launch the car like Dana launches a Supra. Probably not, but definitely report back to you how the shifter performs. This has been a pretty long video, so I'll just end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content, and catch you on the next time. Take care.